Welcome back, Nerdiverse, to another round of MOTN Random Select, where we randomly choose 8 movies and pit them against each other to see who will be the 2026 Random Select Grand Champion of them all. I'm, of course, master of the Nerdiverse, Mike G. And back with me always is the man we simply call Wash. How are you doing, sir?
I am well. Thank you for having me. Glad to be here for another MOTN fight night. Some of the best nights of the week, of the month, of the year. And we have two films here that I am very much excited to get your thoughts and feelings on, as I know I have plenty to share. I want the Nerdiverse to know, as a heads up, this is a fantastic battle. Go back
It
and watch
is.
some of our previous films. Things are shaking up, and by the end of this, I would not be surprised if there are hard cuts being made by the time this tournament's done. So hashtag hard cuts.
Spoiler warning, I had a hard cut tonight. These two were kind of,
Ooh.
not to give away the goose
Oh
before the
shit!
gander, but did you write down
Sorry,
your number one?
I'm doing it right now. Nope,
Did you document your
no,
number one?
nope. We're done. We're down. We're in. We're locked in.
Perfect. Locked in. So, to go over the rules one more time, one more again, we randomly chose 8 movies that the theme of this year's random select is 80s versus 90s action movies. So, from a list of what, 300 movies we had,
Let's call it. Yeah, let's call it.
roughly
300 on one
three,
side, I think.
I did
300 just in like the 80s.
like 600 movies.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, yeah.
That sounds about right. Uh, these were chosen. These were the beautiful chosen, and we pit them against each other to which movie is better, but is your choice. Which movie defeats the other? In the case of there is a tie, or in the case of if Wash chooses, let's say CIA Codename Alexa, and I choose Beyond the Call of Duty, we have actually rated these movies from 0 to 10 in regards to their bestness. And depending on which number has the higher score, that would be the movie that wins. We find that's the most fairest, truest way to decide a victor when there's just us two, the Lone Rangers here. So that's how it's going this evening. Wash, is there anything I missed? Anything you would like to add?
No, I think that that is a fair summary, my friend, and fantastic job.
Perfection. How are you feeling about either movie before we jump into this bloodbath, man?
A little bit of background, I guess. When we talk, these are both 94, so a strange pairing that we have. But again, completely random. 600 movies. I mean, two 94s. Who would have pulled it? I want to say that, but I may have seen Alexia back when I was a smaller young
Really?
person, like on a television. Because by the middle of it, it was being kind of familiar, or it's just the movie that's like of all other movies. You know what I mean? So I'm
Mhm.
not going to say that. I said that all day during stream. So we're not going to say that. So, on that note, that's my background with that. I did want to ask, as far as your background goes, I know that you are it, just now entering like your spy film phase. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Not to say that you haven't been there, but you're there
I'm
now.
really there right now.
So,
Yeah.
one of these spy film, the other kind of a war film. What's your war film background?
Yeah, war film background. Um, it wasn't like heavily watched in the house. I mean, there's always the great standouts like Saving Private Ryan, Apocalypse Now. I mean, the epic Full Metal Jacket is probably my
Yeah,
my favorite war film of all time, like for real war film. Um, and it's something that we're a horror house, so it's like scary movies and in the GoBots. What's
yeah.
going on in Casa de la Gerard? So when a war film came on, you knew it was special. And one of my father's favorite films, shout out my prime, was the Full Metal Jacket, which he thought it was hilarious. He has a way of making the most visually disturbing movies funny. You know what I mean? Kind of make it palatable to a young child,
Yeah,
not processing what's going on.
gotcha.
Yes. So when I look
Right, right.
1,000 yard stare,
Uh,
I'm dying. You know what I mean? I'm laughing. That movie's hilarious. Um, Sadly, that's how warped I am. But yeah, not heavily into war movies. I didn't see Dunkirk. I don't know if you
oh
saw it.
yeah, yeah. I watched Dunkirk. And remind me, is that a Nolan or is
Yeah,
that
that's a
the other
Nolan.
guy?
That's a
Yeah,
Nolan banger, bro.
yeah, yeah, that is not a Nolan banger. In fact, that's really like I could go on about Nolan for a moment, and that's one of the films that got me there because I remember a couple of friends. We cruised up to a cabin. We're all hanging out, chilling, snow, Big Bear doing the thing, and oh, let's watch Dunkirk. It's awesome. And the worst,
Did
like
you fall
least
asleep?
vibes movie ever, bro. Least
Wowzers,
vibe
man.
movies ever. So no, not a Dunkirk fan.
Yeah, man. My little background on me with these two movies is there's no background on these two movies. I didn't think they were real. They didn't seem real when they were on the list. What is this? Is not real. How is this movie called Call of Duty? And it's not suited to a trillion pieces. Oh, because it predates Call of Duty by like 3 decades. Got it. And CIA Codename Alexa sounds like something from like Cartoon Network. Codename Kids Next Door. You know what I'm saying? So like these movies aren't real, man. Watch. Did you vet this list? And lo and behold, they are very real films. You know what
There.
I mean? So I found them and I was like, oh snap, these are kind of all right, Mike. Buckle up, baby. You got some movie to watch. So yeah, I didn't think these are real. I thought these are
Brian, did
I,
you vet these?
yeah, because I was like, this name doesn't make sense. What's happening here? And this poster doesn't make sense. The first time I saw the Beyond the Call of Duty poster, I was telling you like, this is not real, Doug. This is not. Look at this poster, bro.
I'm gonna
I
get to that.
I can't do it. I literally like threw my hands up. I was like, nah, this random selecting has gone too far. You know what I mean? Like now we have ghost movies. These are literally Mandela effects. There's somebody out there right now trying to tell their friends, like, man, I saw Call of Duty before Call of Duty was a thing. You're lying. But he doesn't remember the name. You can't find it. This is one of those movies, dude.
This is one of those movies. Yes, that's funny. That's
You know what I'm saying?
hilarious.
You remember when OJ was a cop in a CIA movie? Never happened. What you mean, dog? He was only a cop in Naked Gun. I promise you, I saw this movie when I was a kid. It was on TV, like just like you, right? It was a kid. It was on TV. I don't remember the name, but OJ was in it, and it was crazy, And these are these are like back of the mind movies, dog.
Yeah, yeah. These are not first polls. They're not first polls,
No,
and that's okay. That's why we're here. That's what Random Select's about. It's a good
exactly.
time. It's a good time, and they're both relatively short, like 90 minutes. They're
Yeah,
clocking in at one's at 83, the other's 90. So we're not keeping you around for a Dunkirk type of time.
you don't have to pause the movie, go pee, and then get up and go and watch another 90 minutes, dog.
It was a
You
very
know?
pretty movie, but just nothing happened. And the
Yeah,
constant rotering of that plane, like I was. Could we
you're
stop?
in
Thank you, man.
watch what's in you wouldn't want to, what I'm saying, when you start nodding off, you got to jolt yourself
We
back to it.
watched that,
Yeah,
and then the one with the two black people in the racist like town with that was like the horror movie. What was it? Oh God,
Sinners.
no, no, no. We just watched Sinners. Check out that
You
review.
just you
Anyway, I
just
guess that's
described
not review.
sinners. You just described. What are we doing?
We're gonna let
We
all
just,
that go, folks.
hot 16-time Oscar winner.
16
16
time.
time. You just no. I gotta know what movie are you talking about.
Um, I I am talking about. I'm talking about. It'll come to me. I can't remember it. I'll
You'll
I'll, I'll
recall
get
it
it.
at the end.
I'll definitely recall it. By the
By
end,
the
I'll
end of
recall it.
this episode. Yeah,
Yes, we'll recall
dude.
it.
Um, are you ready to start fighting? Are you ready to start pitting these bad boys against each other? Do you have
Yeah,
anything else you want
man.
to, any preamble you want to add before we get right into it?
No, I think we're here. I think we're here. We've told the tale of the tape, and we can ding, ding, ding.
These are for real, like just walking through the old school like video rental spot and being like, that cover looks cool. I'll pick that up. You know what I mean? Oh snap! It's Lorenzo Lamas. I love Lorenzo Lamas. I'll pick that up. This is an era, bro. I love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you again, these are two movies that you don't see this made today. You just don't. It's not even on bad television it's not made today. You know what I
Nah.
mean? So, dang it, number 2. So, this is a great opportunity to hop back in the time capsule and chat it up a bit.
Hey man, everybody load up their Mr. Fusion and get ready to find a nice clean road. We're about to hit 88 and head back to, I believe the year is 1992 for our first film, Beyond the Call of Duty, directed by Cirio H. Santiago. While leading a maverick band of warriors beyond enemy lines, a U.S. Army commander is forced to lead a beautiful American journalist through the treacherous Mekong River Delta aboard a high speed gunboat while being pursued by the cunning Vietnam enemy. Wash, what are your general thoughts about Beyond the Call of Duty?
Here's what I'm going to say about Beyond the Call of Duty. You were talking about it earlier. I'm going to talk about it now. Look at this freaking cover, man.
Shit is
This
badass,
cover
dog.
is like I would love to talk to marketing, TV marketing people in the
Look at his
90s. Now
glasses.
that I know something about marketing, because it's like, what are we doing? Is everything was Top Gun? Is that what we're gonna do? Is just everybody's like Top Gun in it now? This cover, folks, if you're watching this podcast or you watch this podcast in the future and you're like, yeah, Beyond the Call of Duty. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. Before I talk about the movie, this cover is not this movie.
Wowzers. I was going to say the opposite. I was going to
It's
say the
not bad,
opposite.
but it's just not. I mean,
Wow.
this looks like
You know,
Point Blank
you know what this looks
meets.
like? It looks like the cover of a Sega Genesis cartridge, like a Sega Genesis
Yes,
box. Kid Chameleon. You know what I'm saying? It looks like the cover of a
yes,
Sega Genesis box with the red bar that says Genesis on the side. It looks
yes.
it gives that kind of vibe to me.
Yeah. So when I started the movie, I was expecting to have a good time. I had a beer in my hand. I'm like, look, this cover. We're just gonna have a good time. This is gonna be some weird, goofy CIA movie. Is actually kind of what I was expecting. Is a weird, goofy CIA movie. And the music started, and the music was tense. And I was like, I'm literally looking around my room, and I'm like, what? This isn't the
Mm?
cover.
Mm-mm.
And then like the movie's taking itself seriously, so I'm like, all right, I guess I'm gonna take you seriously since you're taking yourself seriously. We're still in credits. I'm just confused
Yeah.
based on the cover. And
Yeah.
so it started, and I was like, this is not the movie that's advertised, but this is
No.
not bad. It's like I am surprised. I'm not sure we got to the pleasantly surprised. I was just kind of like, wow, this movie is not what was advertised. And it took a long time for that connection or that little thing to just wear off because I was
Yeah.
just in shock. So once we got initially past that, man, what we have here is a small little like war film that I wasn't expecting. And to my war question, I'm not a war film buff. I had considered a war random select, but that is a lot of noise, and you know how I
Yeah.
feel about noise.
That's just
So
nothing but yeah.
it's nothing but. But what we got in this, what I think was fairly solid, and so um, it took me by surprise, much like another film in Random Select has taken folks by surprise in this podcast.
Yes, sir. I this movie also took me by surprise because um this is an actiony as action movie. It kind of doesn't let you breathe, this movie. And it's like you said, I wasn't expecting it to take itself so seriously. I was expecting it to be kind of like a goofy but Mimi code. Let's have fun. We're gonna jump through helicopters. I got my shades on, my six pack is cracking. Let's get it going. No, it's none of that. This movie is the horrors of war. And guess what? This is just a day in the life. because I was trying to find the plot at first because I was
Yeah.
like, is this just war? Is this just how it is? Is this just how the Vietnam back in the day was, where literally every waking moment was explosions, it's dudes getting shot, and the opening scene where the guy like single hand that one wet work team single handedly wipes out the train, and I'm like, this is not fun at all. This is kind of like, Jesus, give me a minute, like let me breathe. Motherfuckers are dying. This dude literally did a Street Fighter kick into the train, wiped out like six dudes with a Kalashnikov, and like slow killed a guy with a knife just to jump
Yeah.
out of nowhere. It was like a squad of like four other dudes with gun. It kind of felt like Call of Duty. There were
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
were grouping up. There were quads. You know what I'm saying? They were running quads in this movie.
Running, yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Setting up points, like, dude. And I agree with you. That was one of the things that, like, when we talk about, hey, what is this movie? Did you like this movie? What was missing in this movie? And it's just, had you let me know what was going on in the first 10 minutes, I would have been down. But about 40 minutes into this 83-minute film,
The
I'm like,
plot kicked in. Yeah.
okay, I'm here now, so whatever. I don't really care. But up to that point, all it is war. And you're
Yeah.
like, what
Yeah.
is it that I'm watching?
Why am I watching this?
It's like,
It
am I
felt,
watching some weird snuff film that
yeah, it
was
felt
made?
like actual footage from 1970 or whatever. Like, why
Yeah,
is this so intense all the
yeah.
time? And it never stops. It's like dudes wake up in the morning, and guess what? Cats are getting thrown out of windows. There's fucking, there's people shooting guns, explode. Can we get a minute, bro? Is this what the war was? That's why we lost, because it was like, yeah, guess what? It just doesn't stop, and they're not stopping. They're gonna keep hitting us over and over and over. And I was like, well, maybe this still has time to be fun, until they literally set a dude on fire and just let it burn. I was like, okay,
Uh,
all right, you're playing. Okay. You literally
yeah.
fatality the dude in front of me. Got it. I understand. Okay, you demand my attention. And when they start gassing up the Viet Cong lady, I'm like, guys, what are we doing? It's 1992. Things weren't this real back in the day. The 90s were fairly chill. Like, why are we going this hard? And then you get the Apocalypse Now
Oh,
napalm run. Just out of nowhere. Like, this movie almost, it gave me anxiety until the plot kicked in, because it just didn't stop. Like you said, the
you
first
didn't
15,
know.
20 minutes, it just was raw war. It's just like, I don't, what? Like, this literally feels like a Call of Duty campaign.
And it's not, and when you're putting it against like war films, is it Saving Private Ryan? No, it's not shot that way. But the way it is shot, even as like B-level janky as it kind of looks, it gets the point across of
Yeah.
what it's trying to do and where you are as compared to where you thought you might have been. And even the little team, like, that's a team of six dudes, and those are six dudes you do not want to mess with, man. Those
Nah,
six dudes will mess you up. And
those
so
six
it's
dudes were
like,
real.
oh damn, like, no, they're taking out everybody. You figured, oh, a couple, what? Nah, they were taking out squads of people, and you're like, damn, this is
Damn, all right.
impressive, bro.
This is the
Who are
elite
these people?
Delta squad. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus. And you get to the point where we actually get to the plot, where you get to the church, right? There's this crazy scene where the American journalist is in her car with the dude, and literally people just start zombie attacking their car. And they're, okay, I have a question for you.
Hmm.
On your version that you watched this, did they bother to voice over the Viet Cong or the Vietnamese population? Did they bother the voiceover, like give like subtitles, any of that?
Yeah,
I didn't get
yeah.
subtitles.
You didn't
I didn't.
watch the Tubi one.
Now I watched the Amazon Prime one.
Oh, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was like you guys didn't bother. It gave me a different kind of vibe of the movie, because like you guys didn't bother to even humanize these people. Like to those who don't understand the language, like you're just gonna give it, like it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter what they're talking about. That's the enemy. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, that's kind of crazy in 1992.
And when you're looking at it from that aspect of a film, you're like, yeah, there's a message being stated here too. Like they're saying something with this film, and I'm not necessarily saying what they're saying is good. You know what I like
Yeah,
they're trying to make a point, and they make that point, as brutal as it may have been made, aka your fire scene, which was absolutely not something that was on my radar in
unnecessary.
2026. I was like, "Ah, this
We're
is
just
where we are.
we're just going full
Interesting."
burn, huh? We're just going.
I think at that moment, I was thinking to myself, going, "I wonder if Mike's watched this yet." And in fact, I think we spoke later that day, and I said something about Call of Duty, and you're like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Nah, never mind. I'll wait," because
Yeah,
it's like
I watched this second, and I watched this, and I just was like, okay, but now we're just full emotion, full burn, toasty, what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, you're asking me to take you seriously. So I'm gonna lean in and take you seriously because this isn't fun anymore. You know what I'm saying? And what made it even worse is because I didn't have subtitles. I didn't even know why the guy was getting burned. I don't know if they were questioning him or if he was pleading for his life and they were just ignoring him. I couldn't tell what was going on. I just
it
saw the
was actually
coldness. Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually just to prove a point.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
he
my
was just
God.
like proving a point. And I remember the subtitles, but after it, that kind of goes away because of what you're watching and how brutal it is, and that it's on film. So, um, that said, Team No Chill was kind of a downer for me on the movie.
The
Like,
journalist?
yeah, it was like, can you
Team No Chill.
realize where you are right now, man, and just
There's
breathe
a s-
for a second?
there's a
And
s- go, go for
and
it. Go.
and and she just kind of took away from the gravity and the weight of the film. I get her situation. I get wanting to get the hell out.
Yeah.
Like everybody's leaving, get the hell out. But at the same time, maybe she did a great job at acting in this instance. I don't know. Either way, but they bothered the hell out of me.
Nah, my favorite scene with her is where she's trying to take pictures with a kid because they find this church full of kids, right? And a nun, and the kid is like, "Hey there, hot stuff," and he has perfect English. He's like, "Oh, where did he learn English from?" Oh, it's something he picked up from his mom's clientele. I'm like, Jesus Christ, can we not, dude? Like, you just straight up call his mom a whore, and that's just like it's just passing. I'm like, okay, this is crazy. Then we get the scene where she's trying to take a picture of a dude on the boat, their getaway boat, the Call of Duty boat, and she's telling the guy to like slow down because she's trying to get her shot, and he's like, "Look, did you just see what happened back there? They exploded a town while we were leaving in danger. My job's to get us home. You can do your little cute, Lois Lane thing in the back with the other kid. Chill out, dude." And then, our titular hero, who's literally wearing the brightest thing on screen, just so we remember that he's the hero, literally tells her to calm down. It's like, you got to chill. Like, we're actually just trying to keep us alive because you guys are slowing us down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a trippy scene, dude, because it's like you're not taking real wealth into the situation. You know what I mean?
No, and speaking of the nun, that's another scene that was just like, oh, that's something else that you don't necessarily see every day. Is like the nun just bit it, and it was like, oh,
Yeah,
all these
quickly.
kids are now without anybody, and it's kind of a sad film in that aspect. It's like beyond the Call of Duty 2, what happens once everybody gets back to the
Gets
states and
home.
has to do their deal? Like, these guys are going back out, but everybody else is left with a bunch of trauma from that
Oh,
trip, man.
they're all
That was
traumatized.
not that was
All
not an
traumatized.
easy trip.
You want to go
Like,
from zero to PTSD? Remember the scene where the person died and the kids are crying, singing "Amazing Grace," and they sing
yeah.
the entire song. It's like, no, we're gonna let you sit with this for a second, and they throw the body overboard. It's like, can we not? Like, I want to have a good time, But I
No.
get it, the horrors of war. You know what I mean?
War.
And it just never stops. They're so
War.
relentless. War.
How
you
did
know.
you like the ending? How did the ending hit for you or land for you? And you don't have to spoil it if you don't want to. That's
I
fine.
mean, so I'm not gonna
But you
spoil
know,
a movie from night. I mean, we can spoil a movie from 1992, dog. Watch this movie if you're interested in anything we're talking about. Uh, it felt very, guys. This is the last of the petty cash. We have to, we have to. What do we have left? Man, we got like 3 pyrotechnics. Man, we got like 2 jeeps. 6 guys have already left and ran off. We don't know where they went. You know what I mean? We got 6 other guys. Let's plan this bridge scene. It's gonna kick ass. We got minis. We got miniatures. Uh, it felt like a big bang. Like you're gonna do an action movie. You gotta have the giant bang, right? So
yeah.
yeah, let's go off with the bang. So I thought it was quaint. I just thought it was very kind of like, what now? You still have a long ass river to get down. Did our people make it out? You know what I mean? I know it's like, but it's like, no, you're still in the middle of Vietnam during the Vietnam War.
Yeah, yeah, bro. Like it's
There's a
not
lot.
safety yet. I was thinking
No,
to myself, I'm like,
there's a lot
yo,
more movie going
relax.
on.
You see the river in the last shot, and it's like, y'all ain't home. Like, why are
There was
you
a
so
bend in that
excited?
river. There's a whole platoon of Viet Cong right there, ready to take
Dude.
everybody out.
Uh, and that wasn't necessarily the scene. How about with our bad guy when he gets shot over
Yeah, that was like
the
acting. He was absolutely doing some acting. I
eh,
don't like that the MacGuffin was just spoilers. I guess the MacGuffin was just gold. You know,
okay.
gold. I thought it was something interesting. Maybe like the first ever nuke or something. Or maybe like a nuke or something like the body of like a mummified general or something crazy. But no, it's just money because of course it's money, and
Always money.
it's so dumb. Okay, I got to talk about Team No Chill for a second because when she first meets Captain America, that's what I'm going to call Jan Michael Vincent because he's literally
Thank you.
wearing a bright blue shirt. You know what I'm saying? I'm the star. Um, he's like, no, we can't bring none of these people. No, 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 we got to go. We got to go. The other dude had to convince him to bring them because he was like, yeah, we're not just going to leave this whole group of like sad eyed children and the one woman of a group to die. The situation is literally exploding behind us. You know what I'm saying? And then out of nowhere, she starts like flirting with the guy and she's like smitten and in love with him. You know what I mean? It's like, where does this come from? And next, you know what I'm saying? So they hook up and it makes no sense whatsoever. So by the time you get to the end of the movie, and it's like, yeah, I'm not, if you throw that overboard, I'm going with it. So I would have been like, yeah, you go with it. We don't care. Get off the boat. Then my man took a hostage with little Miguel, whatever homeboy's name
Oh
was,
yeah,
the,
yeah,
the little
yeah,
homie,
yeah.
Miguelito, and so she shoots homeboy, and it's just like, come on, man. Like, I thought you loved him, dog. Like, the
Yeah.
motivations are all over the place with this movie. I'll say that.
Yeah, it fell a tad bit flat for me when we got there, and I was kind of like, "Really? That's kind of how we ended this whole thing and wrapped it up, huh?"
Yeah, I
I mean,
guess, man.
okay, I guess. I was like, I think people are gonna have questions though in regards to what has happened here today. Although it's
You never
Vietnam,
think about
maybe
that,
they not.
Wash. Never
But
think about
it's
that.
like you were sent in to rescue this dude. That's the only reason they went
Nah,
back.
it's
They
the
were out, and it's like, no, you got to go rescue Alex, man. And it's like, what do you mean we got to go rescue Alex? No, he's the dude. You got to go get him
you got to
out.
go get
All right.
him.
So you get home, and it's like, Captain, nice work. Glad to see you and your team are safe. Brought the kids home. Where's Alex?
Wash. You know how easy it is to explain a body in war.
Ah, you
You know
know,
how easy it is?
I
Now he didn't
guess.
make it. Cold game. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna snake the river to find him, Doug. You know what I'm saying? Like he's out of effect. Like it's the easiest thing to explain a body in war, Doug.
Yeah.
You just say they could have literally shot him point blank in the head with no problem. And then when they got back to base, yo, where's where's our asset? Where's our asset? Where's our cargo? See what happened was, you know,
Yeah. All right.
he
Well,
was running through the bushes and he fell into some trap and it caught his leg. So we just had to leave him. You know what I'm
I would.
saying? All
Okay,
right.
you don't have as much of an issue with it. I get it. Fair enough.
I'm just
I
saying,
get it.
like, it can't be that difficult to explain what happened
Yeah,
to
he got
somebody.
shot.
in a war. Hey, we were running for our lives. He caught a bullet in the back of his anklet. We couldn't stop. We were good all. We had kids with us, man. What do you want? What do you want me to do?
I mean,
What do you
he's
want
the
me to
reason you
do?
went back.
I know, but my man, he got shot in the river. He just fell in the river somewhere. What are we gonna do? Snake the? You know what I'm saying? Like we can't. Where's his body? I don't know. Somewhere in the Amazon. I don't know where my man's is
Ah,
right now.
yeah. All right.
Well,
All
it
right.
is what it is. Did you at least get the product? Kind of lost the product too. You know what I
No.
mean? So it's just a failed
No.
mission. Now we got all these kids though. They survived. That's
We got
dope.
out.
We got out.
We
We got
got
we got we
out.
have an American reporter here, our intrepid reporter. So a win's a win, right? Dubskis. So I don't know. I'm not in the military. I don't know if those guys are gonna get demerits or get demoted, or now they're all like surfing desks. We don't get to see that side of the movie. You know what I mean?
And
So
you're
I don't
right.
know.
It's not that movie. It's a war film by its nature, and it's a nice little tidy war film too. I'll give it that. I'm not throwing any shade at Beyond the Call of Duty. I was pleasantly surprised with what I got as compared to the photo, which is
Yeah,
not
I
that.
enjoyed it.
Is there even a helicopter in this movie?
There's gotta be.
I don't
There's a
think there's
lot
a
go.
helicopter in this movie.
There's gotta be.
Oh,
There's so much going on in this movie.
th-
I literally
yeah, they
blacked out during some action scenes because
they might have
there's
had a rocket
it,
launcher.
they had at least 4 rocket launchers,
Yeah,
at least 4. Because
yeah,
every other minute, some dude pulled out from his mallet space a RPD, RPD,
yeah.
RPG, dog. It's like, what the hell? Where'd you get that
And that
from,
was
big
a
bro?
rough run. That's a rough run that they did.
Any other human would have failed, dog. And it only had to be this intrepid crew.
And I was gonna ask, was it Platoon where they had the long river scene, or
I
is
think that's
that
Apocalypse Now,
Apocalypse Now? I was trying to remember.
but
There you go,
I'm
Apocalypse
not.
Now.
I could be wrong. I'm not a war buff either. I just remember them freaking out because that napalm scene was a one and done. If they messed that up, that's it. That's the budget. So
Yeah,
that's the scene they had to get right. In I forget who directed Apocalypse Now, but the director was freaking out because he was like, we have one time to do this right. You know.
I
Any
I will
Yeah,
give it this, as you normally say. Had it had a couple of more dollars thrown its way, I
yeah.
think they got themselves a little bit of a writer going, because there are very few words actually said in this. There's
No,
not
not.
there's not a lot of words going on. So had they got themselves a writer and a tad bit more of the story up front, probably would have been a tad bit bigger of a hit.
I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed it more than I thought I was. For what it was, is that we want action. This gives you action. It never stops. It's an action film. Um, do I think this may have influenced? That was the original question, wasn't it? Do you think this originally influenced Call of Duty? Do you still feel that way? Or you're like, nah, coincidence, just in the name.
Nah, just a coincidence. In fact, I was just thinking, as I was watching it, I was like, yeah, Call of Duty is beyond the Call of Duty. It's kind of a military saying, so they just probably pulled it from there.
Yo,
That said, if they wanted to make this a mission in the upcoming Call of Duty Black
you
Battlefield,
want me to
yeah, I'd
you want me
do
to
this,
buy
man.
Call of Duty? You give me a Beyond the Call of Duty mission, dog. That'll be
I'll do
fucking
that.
tight. Yeah. Can I play the little kid? Can I play the kid that they caught smoking? He was like, "Hey man, give me my cigarettes, man." He was like, "Man, we're in war. Who cares? Here, have a cigarette, man. Who cares, dude?
I
Crazy
thought that
movie,
dude
man.
was gonna die when he was out there, and he was like, after he said, "I'll be back, kid." I was like, "Oh,
You,
he ain't coming
here's
back."
my locket, kid. You hold this tight. Oh, you're done, so bro. You never do that in a movie. Here's my locket, kiddo. I'm gonna want this back, man. You just signed your death warrant, man. That's
Over.
crazy. Any final thoughts about Beyond the Call of Duty before we move on to our next combatant?
No, not at this time. Fight.
Fight. Same here. Great movie, good movie, okay movie. Moving on to the other movie of our versus is CIA Codename Alexa 1992, directed by Joseph Marie. A terrorist couple is pitted against each other when the female counterpart of a captured is captured by CIA agents. They convince her to help them by bringing down a dangerous group in this violent actioner. That was hard to read because I think the plot is hard to kind of follow. Did you know that during a fight scene, O.J. Simpson struck Stephen Quattro so hard it ruptured his face?
You
He
know
ruptured a.
what? I'm not surprised to hear that. You want to
It
know
is the
why?
it's the juice, Doug.
Well, the juice had been all but squeezed by the time we got here. You know what I mean? We were pretty much out of juice here.
When was the OJ trial?
94,
Oh, so
92.
this was
This
post.
literally is
This is
pre
pre
like
the stress. This is pre
yeah,
stressed out OJ.
yeah, yeah. And I
Got
just
it.
want to say up front that you can kind of see it. Like there's a couple of scenes that are just cringe worthy
He's not
looking
acting.
back on it now. And I'm just gonna get out there, get it out of the way. That way I don't have to bring it up. It is OJ. We all know that's not what this podcast is about.
Yeah.
But looking back, the lines that he was given in this film did not do him any favors as like the future goes. If someone's
Pred-
like, they're like,
predictions, you know what I'm saying? The
like when
only
he
ever
grabbed the dude's throat, I was
he had gloves on and everything, Doug. It's crazy.
it was not.
OJ felt that. He wasn't acting, Doug. Nah.
And he looked so upset. So no,
Yeah.
when you say,
Yeah.
"Did you know?" No, but he looked like he was angry most of the
Yeah.
movie.
OJ hit. I'm sure he had things on his mind back in 92, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he had things on his mind. Uh what are your thoughts about this movie in general, man? How did you take it?
I am a huge spy movie fan. Like Alias, my number one probably television show of all time. I'll fight people on it. At least season one and two. Season three, yeah, four, whatever, five. We don't talk about. That said, I had not high expectations going in. I had medium expectations going in. You got Lorenzo Lamas, you got OJ Simpson, you got Kathleen Kinnemont, all people that I am familiar with from different projects and different times throughout the course of life and have seen their face. So I was expecting a well put a a a decent movie for a
Mhm.
spy movie because like even in '92, these guys had to cost some money. Like you weren't getting OJ for nothing. You know what I mean? So you had to have a tad bit of cash to spend. That said, the movie's a bit of a letdown in the spy movie
Yeah, it's
category.
non-existent. Non-existent,
And
Doug.
I think it's
Yeah.
just like as you said, I think there's a lot of different ideas going on in this movie that are conflicting against each other. So, your early thoughts?
Yeah, I had no expectation going into this because I'll double down. I didn't think these movies were real. I thought these were photoshopped from like 2025, from like 2015. Like somebody just messing around. You know what I mean? So when I finally sat down and watched it, I went in with zero expectations. You know what I mean? I don't know. And I'm falling in love with 1990s movies again because there's such a time capsule, even down to the cop cars, to the street signs. This is another movie, much like Cage, that was very LA. You know what I mean? There's a lot of LA in this movie,
Yeah,
which kind of makes you smile because you see
yeah.
landmarks and you're like, hey, I've been down there. Um, so first cutting on this movie, I was taken aback because this movie starts like it almost starts with the same intensity as Beyond the
Which
Call of
did you
Duty.
watch first?
I watched this first
Okay,
and was
okay.
blown away because this movie literally steals a scene from RoboCop. You know what I'm saying? This movie just starts like RoboCop, where it's freaking hostage negotiations. The entire damn like police department is out front. There's an open window. I half expected RoboCop to show up, bro. I was getting hyped. I was getting hyped. My boy was in the movie because that shit started getting this man's cracked off immediately, dog. He said, release the hostage. Some dude was like, I'll release the hostage, all right. And he threw my man's out the window, lethal weapon style. and splattered
Yeah.
on a cop car. He was like, bring me someone. Bring. I want to talk to the man who's in charge, or I'm going to release another hostage. And I was like, man, this movie is just RoboCop, dude. What is this? Old Detroit? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
is this RoboCop like a week before RoboCop showed up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the beginning was very good, and I had not noticed that about RoboCop. I'm glad you say it because there's a scene not too further into that, but when they're walking at the house, the kickboxing fight, it's
Yeah,
literally it's literally the choreographed kickboxer fight from Kickboxer the movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme, the final
that's
fight.
hilarious.
I've seen that movie 90 times. And I'm sitting here and I'm watching this fight and I'm like, why is the kickboxer final fight happening right now? I don't This doesn't make any sense. So when you say that about the RoboCop movie, so it definitely was being intentful with what it was doing. I didn't know if it was done as a joke, a farce, an accident, just we never seen this before. But it's like, nah, bro, that's the kickboxer fight.
This movie definitely wears its influences on its sleeve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Remind me, Wash, aren't you like a martial arts practitioner? Didn't you do that
Yes,
for a while?
Shaolin Kempo. Yes,
Yeah,
purple
man.
belt with blue stripe.
Man, he'll
Purple
kick
belt.
your ass. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
this is another movie where I'm like, can we chill out? This is another like, can we chill out movie? Because it opens with, I texted Wash as I was watching this. I literally, Lorenzo Lamas's ponytail shows up at an open crime scene, like at the hostage. And he literally is going around telling people, I'm CIA. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm CIA. You know what? CIA members don't go around telling people they're CIA.
No.
You know why? Because they're CIA. They're
Yes.
not supposed to operate on domestic soil at
Yes.
all. They only operate foreign soil. So it's like this is already dumb. So I'm like, it tells me
Yes.
what kind of movie this is automatically. And Lorenzo Lamas literally does the RoboCop. He walks in there, he takes charge, he defeats the evil black man in the movie. Movie jumps off. He kills the evil black man. And to make matters worse, the next scene is at a church where they're like, "This he was a drug dealer. He was a poisoner of men." Like, the hell, man? This is the only like outside of OJ, Mike. This is the only brother we got in the movie, dog. Like, did he have to be like a evil army dude on top of being like a drug gangster
Damn.
or something? Like, I was so like annoyed. Like, bruh, what are we doing here, man? Pastor screaming from the tabernacle from the top of the church. I'm like, man, y'all tripping, dude.
But then the gangsters come in and it proved because it says if this man is a good man and then bad things happen to prove the point that he obviously was a bad man. So, um,
Like
that
he's the
said,
worst of the worst.
that was a good action scene and probably unfortunately one of the last action scenes within the movie, like real
Really,
action. There was
it's the
like a
best action scene of
choreographed
the
fight.
movie. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it happens in a church. They take out a priest. So we have two movies where holiness is taken out. So these movies definitely are not playing. But in regards to your CIA comment, that is when I rolled my eyes. He
yeah,
walks
me
up
too.
and he's like, CIA. And I
CIA,
was like, oh my
CIA.
goodness.
Like they don't do
I'm
that,
like,
dude.
what are we doing with this movie? Like this is already get cut. We're done. We're just
So
wrap it up. So
this movie
anyway,
is this movie is so crazy. So they're literally all the wet work team scatter right after they spray up a black church. Right, they spray up this black church. They look for the body because the body apparently has something, and they all scatter Pulp Fiction style. Right, so they're all running in off the directions. One dude is literally running down the street dressed in all black with a ninja mask on
yeah.
and a giant like automatic weapon, just running down Long Beach, not running down LA, right? And it's like, yeah, it's 92. That's kind of par for the course back in 92. You had to be there. And I'm like, these dudes are like, we are not going to jail, dog. Because these dudes are spraying cops, bro. They're killing police officers. One guy, this dude is booking it, right? He gets hit by a car. The nice pedestrian says, "Hey man, are you all right?" My man turns over with the heat and just scoops him, Doug. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what are we doing, man? These guys are unnecessarily evil, right? And then we get to the Alexa scene where she's just Mortal Kombating dudes. Like you said, it's just her like running through these back houses and stuff, and she's non-defeatable, dog. I still kind of don't remember how they caught her because she was just out of control
Which time?
the first time when
Um,
they first caught Alexa.
God, the,
When OJ got the drop on her because OJ's partner was like, "Gotcha, girl," and then she did like a little move, and then he got defeated, and OJ was the one to be like, "I'll blow your head smooth off," and it's just like, "Come on, man,
yeah,
this is crazy."
yeah, that was the running joke. For some reason, she didn't fight those two. But to your point, I remembered she got arrested, but no, I didn't remember necessarily how because they didn't necessarily make it important. You know,
Uh,
like they didn't make Alexa
got her.
necessarily important. She was just the femme fatale who could kick everybody's ass, and it's like, all right, that's fine. But at the exact same time, the story needs to make a little bit of sense.
Makes no
It's
sense, dude.
when you're talking, what's this plot about? You guys been talking a while. What's the plot about? Well, the plot is that black dude who died, he had a little chip inside of him, which would allow the mad scientist mobster, no, to allow the mobster to uh, like take over all the corporations in the world. It was very James Bondish type of thing, but this dude is not a James Bondish dude. He's like
It's the
Sunday
worst.
supper
He's such
Italian,
a
like
it's
uh,
such
me and you can live forever. Like Jenny, like what are you, Alexa? Like let's be you, Jenny. Like oh, we'll be a family now, dude. What
he
what
he
what is this?
he might be the worst villain of 2026 so far. This mob boss
Yeah.
dude, because what the black dude had inside of him was like a microchip for some kind of like weapons grade missile launcher that can take over the earth or something like that. It was all a bunch of like spy techie jargon that they were hoping you weren't paying attention to. So this guy, and even Lorenzo Lamas is like, yeah, he's just like a small time gangster who's just trying to come up, man. We're not really too worried about him, you know what I
No.
mean? And he never rises above that station because he's the crappiest boss ever, dude. He's like he sends his brother to go on the mission with Alexa, and his brother's the biggest idiot of all time because he's the guy who kills the priest. He's the guy who shoots up. He just makes things worse. And he even says, "I should have just sent Alexa by herself because you just ruined everything. You're a big idiot. Now go back and get my thing. I'm gonna cut something. You get to choose what I'm gonna cut. Come on, man, please." And it's just like this is so cheesy, dog. Get out of my face, man. You know, next
Forgot
time
his
you see him, he has an eye patch. You know,
forgot his
so
eye. It was the eye or the tongue. Said most
true.
people
He
go with
said
the eye.
most people go with the eye because you got two of those. And it's like, Jesus, man. Like this movie is whack. Can we talk about the underground CIA base, Doug, at
Yeah,
the sewage chemical plant?
yeah.
So they go into the
With
lair.
Amanda Waller.
Amanda Waller's there, and she's not taking no crap from nobody. And on the opposite side, you have OJ who's going to the police precinct with the you know, I've had it up to here with you, McGarnagle. If you make one more mistake, I'm taking your badge. It's like the most like stereotypical police captain of all time, and OJ's like, ain't gonna worry about me, baby. We gonna get this done, baby. You know, it's just like OJ, chill, dog. Uh,
OJ.
OJ, man. Uh, so the plot, right? So they capture Alexa. She has three different passports. She has three different IDs. She's some kind of super spy, dude. It's like people have that now. Everybody has three
Right,
IDs.
right. Mike's like, I
People have,
got three passports,
I
bro.
got three
Kenya.
passports, man.
Right now. What do you
I'm not
want
some
to
I'm not some international man of mystery, dog. I just want to go to the like rallies, dog, you know?
do?
But so they strip her down and she literally kung fu's her way almost out of the entire police precinct, dude.
Yeah.
If Edward James, if Edward James almost, if Lorenzo Lamas didn't show up and she just kind of surrendered to him, I still don't get why she just was like, ah, fine, you know.
Well, she knew he was CIA.
But what does that mean? It doesn't mean
Well, that
anything.
means that he's like a specialist. He's a number one specialist that could take her out. That's what that means. You know, he's just as fast as I am. That's how come she was afraid of him, but not of OJ, because OJ's just a beat cop, maybe
Yeah,
a
she would have killed
detective.
OJ immediately, dude. You know,
Right. Yeah,
And
detective with the badge thing there. Yeah.
Wash, you're an actor, right? You've had your
Eh, I
you've
tried.
you've you've done your thing, right?
Right.
Who who was going to tell Edward? Who's going to tell? I keep calling him Edward James almost. Who was going to tell Lorenzo Lamas to wake up and act?
I,
Who was going
all
to tell him?
over
Who was
this.
going to shake him? You know,
And I think that's one of the ways that the film failed, like itself and us, is that like the acting is not very good. Everyone is phoning it in. And actually,
everybody.
I don't know if you know this, but there is a Codename Alexia 2.
Two. Yeah, I
And I
saw that.
watched the trailer, and the trailer looks much better than what this actually
Oh,
turned out to be. And it's like one of the things that makes this fall a little short. In our first film, they didn't have words, right? They didn't
nah.
even give them words, blow things up. In this, here's words, but you got OJ doing terrible acting, Lorenzo, terrible acting, Kathleen, I mean, I guess she's doing the best she can, but it's not good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't sound good. So that's one of the areas where I wrote that the film just kind of fell short for me is just the acting. It like even even for bad acting, it wasn't good acting, Mike. Like
You, like in my head, canon of OJ Simpson as an actor, I never thought he was bad because all I remember OJ from was the Naked Gun movies,
Naked
and he
Gun.
was always decent in those. He was funny. He hit his lines. It was just like, okay, OJ's fine. This made me think less of him because they give him too much to do. He has to be solemn. He has to be angry. He has to be vengeful, and OJ can't pull it off, man. I'm sorry,
He
the
doesn't
juice.
even look interested in pulling it off.
Uh,
He looks like he's OJ playing angry. Be
yeah,
angry
yeah,
now. Ah,
acting.
it's like, all right, I guess that's what we're gonna do. When are you gonna get me out of here? What are you gonna do?
Oh yeah,
Kill
when he was
me?
stuck in the when he was stuck in the tunnels, Doug, he
Yeah.
was stuck in the CIA tunnels. He was yelling at the screens, "Y'all gonna
Uh,
get me out of here!" Like, chill out, OJ, man.
uh,
They could kill you and just disappear you, Doug. You're in a bad situation. You're in a bad rough spot, man. And white Amanda Waller is just like
White Amanda Waller.
you're pulling
Yeah.
the strings, Doug. Amanda Whitler, you know what I'm saying? Giving Lorenzo Lamas a hard time. I don't care how you get her to sign up with us. Sleep with her, fight her. I don't care. Just deal with it. And Lorenzo Lamas does like all three. He fights her, he sleeps with her, and then it's like then they're a family at the end. It's so
And
burnt out. Like
then she
that.
gets upset. She's like, you can't do that. And it's
Well,
like, what
stop.
do you mean?
What do you want?
You just told me. And White Amanda Waller is also in two, so she reprises her role.
That's dope.
Um,
I love
but yeah,
reprisals.
yeah. So actually, everybody's back with OJ, and it came out in '93. It
So
came out 1 year later,
I think
so
OJ had other
we're
things on his
close.
mind
He was
around nine.
probably really stressed,
He was kind of stressing out around that time.
really stressed. So
We gotta leave too much, not too much on OJ, dog. Not too much on
no,
OJ.
no.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Before we start really getting to the nitty gritty of this plot and the ending, who do you think will win in a fight? Laura Croft, Tomb Raider, or Alexa?
Laura Croft.
I don't know, man. I may have to go with Alexa. Did you see that training montage? That mess was
Yeah,
unreal.
yeah. The
She
good old
literally had
'90s training montage. Yeah.
Did you see the montage where she had a literally 100% accuracy rate with a handgun? She was doing like jujitsu and stuff like that in the ring, and she held the splits for like 9 hours to contemplate life. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
Alexa,
I,
on paper, she's kind of insane, dude.
I told you need to watch that
We're
Netflix
not
Tomb
counting
Raider.
that, bro.
Yeah, but you asked, so I'm telling you. Like Laura Croft could go fight like NetherRealm. You know what I mean? That Laura Croft
Man,
versus NetherRealm.
I don't
Laura
like this
Croft
universe.
wins.
I don't like this universe where Laura Croft can fight Celestials and shit.
So I don't know what
It's
to
not.
tell you, bro.
It's like
It's done for me. Alexa don't stand a chance. She's cold, but she can, or Alexa can take either one of these two. That is for
oh
certain.
yeah,
And I
a
don't even
thousand
think
percent.
Did Lorenzo fight anybody in this movie.
No. Okay, that's a good segue to the end. Tell me how this ends because this is I had
Oh,
another kind of like Bonimi code situation where I was like, oh okay, I need to like I hear one of the cats is crying. I need to go see what's going on. I come back and he's walking out the spot with Alexa and the baby holding hands and they're a family now. I'm like, what
uh,
happened?
oh,
Is OJ
well,
alive? What happened?
yeah, OJ's alive, but the Italian mobster, they Alexa goes in to defeat the Italian mobster, and then he takes little Jenny hostage, and
Uh-huh.
then she gets him back, and then he goes, Alexa, me, you, Jenny, we can be a family. Come with me, and then he gets
What?
shot by OJ, I
Uh,
believe.
uh.
Well, I believe, and then that's it. Then they become a family, and that's it, man.
And
That's
happy
the end.
until next time, it's CIA 2, Codename Alexa. Uh, I, I don't know, man. Like,
Look,
I don't know.
look. I know it sounds like
I, ha-
I'm bashing on it, and
I
I
had a good
am a
time.
little bit. But for what it is what it is. You know, you're not looking at this going, "I'm about to get uh, uh,
Lethal
uh,
Weapon 2 or
lethal weapon."
something.
No,
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 that's
no.
not.
You're not. That's not. You're looking at this because you're stuck at your aunt's house. It's all that's on television, and the remote's broke, and you're like,
You're
ah, whatever.
you're in
Fine.
a hotel in Paraguay. This is the only English channel on the TV. Crap, I guess I'm watching CIA Codename Alexa tonight. You know what
I
I mean?
heard
You're
the
out of
Nerdiverse guys talking about it. They said,
they said it, so I had to watch it. If those guys thought it was man, I'm gonna love it. Oh man, I don't know. I enjoyed myself. I like the beginning of the movie was way better than the end of the movie to me.
it was just a
You know,
mess. It was just kind of a mess. Like it just too many ideas, not enough good acting, not enough solid writing to cohesively make ourselves what I'm going to call a solid spy action movie. It has action, it has spies, it is a movie, but to put all three of them together is a rough go, especially
you,
when you think about like spy movies in general.
I want to piggyback on that because if you just would have made Lorenzo Lamas the movie, it could have been way more coherent, right? If you would have made OJ the movie, where it's the exact same plot, you just remove these other protagonists and it's just OJ,
Yeah.
great. If the movie's title was actually about Alexa and you cut out Lorenzo and OJ, would have been a way more interesting, like La Femme Nikita kind of thing going on, right? But you have three different protags that are trying to fight for the front billing. You know what I mean? And the movie just it never gels because there's obviously like a pecking order in like response. It's like we have to give OJ time, bro. We have to give OJ screen time. He has to be the guy who shoots the bad guy. But it's called Codename Alexa. But yeah, but we got Lorenzo Lamas though. We got to get him active. He has to have more scenes than Alexa. But it's called Codename Alexa. You know what I mean? So
And you
it's
bring up a valid point. Like when you talk about Alexa, like the Italian mobster, like he's like, I made Alexa, bring Alexa back to me. We don't
alive.
understand what any of that means. And
No.
it's like, made her how? Like, are you training like little kids to be like spies? Like,
Yeah,
what is
is this like a
happening
red
now?
room, like Black Widow type thing? That would be cool.
We have no idea because they didn't talk about Alexa that much. They just kind of
She has a whole kid that like is in a secret CIA room. Is that the mobster's daughter? Is that for real his kid? Was there like a weird Kill Bill love triangle between, Alexa, the mob dude, and somebody like we don't know because they don't let Alexa breathe in this movie. They're kind of
no.
like, she's just a femme fatale and she's a love interest. Mind you, she also falls in love with Lorenzo Lamas for zero reason. You know what I mean? Like, I've kidnapped your kid, I'm holding you hostage, and I'm making you do everything against our will. Oh man, that makes me so horny. Like, what is this movie? Like, I hate when plots do that. She has no motivation to trust this man, nevertheless sleep with him. But here we are. You know what I mean? Makes no because you got to fit it in, right? You got to have
Yeah.
the gratuitous sex scene. You have to have the gratuitous shower scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, come
That's
on,
the
guys.
90s.
It's the 90s. It's fine, dog. But you know what also is fine? Choosing a Victor wash. I don't know what you're going to pick. I'm curious to see who comes out alive in this random select. So, Wash, I leave it to you. Who have you chosen to win this round and why?
Um, it was tight. It was a little bit close for a few days. I'll give you that. Just because Call of Duty is a little light on script, CI Alexa has a little too much going on. So they're both not perfect films, and they both are good at what they're doing, or not good at what they're doing. They're watchable with what they're doing. That being said, one does what its specialty is better than the other. And with that, Beyond the Call of Duty is my pick for best action film versus CIA Code Alexa, because action, check. Film, check. And you know what? It's not a little bad film if you're talking a low budget war film. I have seen worse low budget war films for sure. And this is not that. This, I think, is one of those where you can judge a book by its cover and end up being pleasantly surprised. You're like, this isn't the movie I read it.
But
I don't. I'm not mad I'm here, but this isn't the movie. I've read it. So, with that, that is my pick. So, Michael, I ask you, who did you pick?
I told you at the beginning of this episode that this was a hashtag hard cut for me at first. Talking through things with you always changes things. It always kind of warps the mind a little bit. And I do have my numbers ready to go. And I'm still kind of even on the fence now because both of these movies do what they aim to do moderately. You kind of nailed it. They're not good movies. They're not bad movies. It's kind of like they moderately accomplish what they set out. One does it better than the other, but you know why? Because it has more focus. Um, you look at Beyond the Call of Duty. I love the intro to it. I think it's less polished than CIA Codename Alexa. I think the look of CIA Codename Alexa looks more like a movie versus Beyond the Call of Duty looks like damn war footage. You know what I'm saying? At times it's grainy. It doesn't. The camera's not really steady. Like it's kind of nutty. I don't know if that was what they were going for, but it just looks like something you watch on Channel Seven back in the 70s or something. You know what I mean? Which adds
For
to its
sure.
mystique.
For sure.
And I think both of these movies have strong beginnings but peter out at the end. You know what I mean? I think they don't. They both have weak third acts, as it were. Because I couldn't tell you what was going on in CIA Code Alexa at the end. I just remember I just said I don't know what the ending was. I just saw that they were walking out and they were like in a smoky room with guns, and the dude was holding the baby, and the dude got shot in the belly, and that was it. And Beyond the Call of Duty, the guy was literally army crawling towards like a button, and there was this big old giant fight on the bridge. But I don't know how it ended because they're still in the middle of Vietnam in a war with less ammo and less personnel, and now they're just okay. No, I don't think so.
With a bunch of
Um,
kids.
but a bunch of kids that have no army training and they're just
Yeah.
dead weight, right? Um, and my criteria is what always kind of helps push me through. Which one had the better action? This is an action random select after all. Which one did I enjoy more? And it's like, and we've been doing this a lot, and I know there's going to be something that kind of it has to come where we have to split it down the middle. But today is not that day.
Yeah.
I gotta go with Beyond the Call of Duty. I didn't think this was gonna be my winner for this round because I at least enjoyed CIA Codename Alexa, and I was really cold at the beginning of Beyond Call of Duty because I was like, is there a plot? Is this just war? Is this just about the horrors of war? And then the plot kind of showed up and the kids and Amazing Grace and just
Ah,
the CIA agent guy, just
it's
all kind
every
of tied.
time.
It reminded me of that weird Vietnam dinosaur movie I watched a little while back, where
Yeah,
it's like,
you
why is
told me
this?
about.
Yeah, why is this strangely endearing? You know what I mean? Like, no one asked you to be like this.
Look, if Beyond the Call of Duty is on television,
I
I'm
might
not
watch it
gonna
again.
turn. Yeah, I will watch this again. I'm not upset by this film in any way, shape, or form. It just isn't a AAA blockbuster. You know, it could
No,
have used $20 more to the
like
budget. So
$15 more.
yeah,
And
so oh,
unlike unlike MOT and Random Select combatant Cage, after finding out there was a Cage 2, I immediately went and watched it. Immediately, that weekend. I have zero interest to see what CIA 2 is talking about. No, you guys can keep that one. It's fine. I guess it'll have to do with Lorenzo Lamas more than Alexa. That's what I'm assuming is going to happen, but I'll never know.
the daughter's in it. It looks like Alexa cruises off to like training camp somewhere. Lorenzo's doing his thing as like it looks like a contract, and they're against each other.
Interesting.
I
I
bet you I know
mean,
what happens at the end.
I bet you want to bet. You want to turn that into a MOTM reviews CIA
No,
2?
no,
Hell
no,
no.
no, I
Hell
don't.
no. And so
Docket's full.
docket's full. Maybe 2027. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
Yes,
2027. We've hit the end of Masters of the Nerdiverse Random Select 2026, round one, Beyond the Call of Duty versus code name CIA codename Alexa. And the victor is Beyond the Call of Duty, surprisingly enough. I didn't think this, I still don't think this movie's, look at that cover. It just looks like something out of a Sega Genesis like
had
cartridge.
you told me when we started this and this movie was going to win something, I would have said,
You're a
no,
liar.
it's not going
This
to win anything.
this is not going to win anything. This is
But this
stupid.
is why we're here.
But this is why we're here. This is why we do it, because these are surprises to us. If we were doing the Matrix versus Terminator, we pretty much, it would be kind of boring because we've all seen these things. No, me and Wash have no idea what these movies are, and if we do, it's happenstance. But know why? Because it's random select. You may get something you may not get something so I'm very happy with this episode. This went great. Any final thoughts before we close this bad boy out?
No, I will tell you to check out the films if you get the chance. I wouldn't pay money for Alexa. Hey, you gotta spend $3 on Beyond Call of Duty. Spend $3. There's worse $3 to be spent. But Alexa, I'm gonna tell you, nah. Just wait till it's on free somewhere. But
Hey,
besides that, nah.
both movies on Amazon Prime. So if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, download Amazon Video. I don't think they're behind any kind of paywall outside of your Amazon Prime subscription. If you want to watch them, I'm not going to tell you that both of these movies are interesting. I'm not going to kick any of them out of bed for crackers, but do it if you just want to check them out. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of checking things out, you want to talk about the next and final round of round one?
Yes, let's do it. You got the lineup?
I do have the lineup. So next week we are doing two fairly noticeable and fairly known movies, unlike our previous two rounds. So this round we're going to be actually looking at, I want to say, The Last Dragon, 1985, Barry Gordy,
Yes,
uh
sir.
uh freaking In the Beat of the Rhythm of the Night,
Yes, sir.
um versus a movie I literally just watched just out of nowhere, so I'm gonna watch it again for
Noah,
the show. 1996, The Rock,
The
starring
Rock.
Nicolas Cage in
Welcome to the
Cage,
Rock.
The Rock in Sean Connery, in Michael Bay joint. I have a feeling there's gonna be some upset. I think that's gonna be the one to split us, Doug. I think that's gonna be the one to split our brains. I don't
I
know.
mean, we'll see what happens,
We'll
but
see
I
what
think the
happens.
tournament's just shaking up to be very interesting because you put Call of Duty up against either one of those and say action. I'm going to come. It is hard to beat the action that is going on in Call of Duty. Like,
It
Call of
doesn't stop,
Duty
bro.
is a lot, it is 83 minutes of freaking action and Team
Action.
No Chill.
It
That's
Team No
it.
Chill and the relentless Viet Cong, dude. Like this
And
is
you do feel a tad suffocated when talking about that car scene. It's like, dude, I don't want to be in this. This is stressful, man. This is no good. And so
yeah.
we'll see what happens, but I think there's interesting things to come yet on Random Select.
Stay tuned for Random Select. If you like this content, please remember to like the content. That helps grow the channel, helps bring more attention to these episodes. There's that one Beyond the Call of Duty guy who's been waiting for someone to talk about this movie. We talked about it tonight. Subscribe to the channel so that you're made aware when new episodes of Random Select go live, please. Thoughts? That's all the finger
Please,
will go up.
just please make sure that you SEO this so that all the Call of Duty people see it, because I think they're
Oh,
gonna be Call of Duty, man,
hey,
and then be like,
hashtag
"What the hell?"
hashtag Call of Duty, hashtag Xbox,
Yeah, yeah,
hashtag
yeah, bro.
hashtag Twitch. I'm lying my ass off. This is getting 1,000 views, baby. This is getting 10,000 views, baby. I don't care what I have to say. Hashtag gamer, hashtag Mountain Dew. I'm putting it all in there, dog. It's gonna get ugly. We're gonna get some bad comics. This is Call of Duty, guys. You guys, it's just cringe. I don't care. Just watch the damn video. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of watching the damn video, watch the video. This stuff is fun. We love incorporating this every single year. We do random selecting every single year. It's a great time. With that being said, I've of course been your host, Mike G. He's been the Master Nerdiverse host, Wash. We are the Master Nerdiverse podcast. And with that, I'll say MOTN out. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen.